popcorn can serve as meat pie. So that by the time the DJ is setting the tone and we're getting into the documentary proper, so you're having this feel as if you're doing the premiere of a movie. You know what it means for you to have that privilege of seeing and watching the premiere of a movie, though this is the second edition. So, with that being said, I will leave us to our DJ in the house to set the tone, and then we go straight to the screening of the documentary Afamefuna with the team IHEANYI CHUKWU. You don't see this one? Go ahead.
Ifani CHUKWU, Ifani Chineke, Odilihenani CHUKWU, Odilihenani CHUKWU, Lesia, Odilihenani CHUKWU, Lesia. London, they burned the compound to the ground. London, they scattered the names across the water. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. From the morning they came to the night I survived. Death walked the same road and did not take me. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifani, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifani, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has helped us when the institutions failed? It was never them. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifani CHUKWU, Ifani Chineke, Odilihenani CHUKWU, Ifani CHUKWU.
Thank you, DJ. If we are settled, then we can get into business. We would implore you to take your seats. You can munch your small chops, but we need your rapt attention because we're getting into the actual thing. So let's take a minute to settle down, settle down, settle down. Thank you, thank you. Franklin introduced me earlier. So standing on existing protocol, I just wanted to give a little bit of a historical perspective. Frankly, stop looking at my notes. Like, stop looking at my notes. Stop peeping my notes. I used to be a very stingy student, though, back in the day. Yeah. I used to hide my note like this in class. Don't mind me. Yeah, so this documentary is not just important, it is part of what defines us as a people. And the theme that the president and his team have chosen, the part 2 of Afamefuna, IHEANYI, CHUKWU, that showcases Igbo resilience, and resilience in many dimensions. Resilience in our work, resilience in our beliefs, in our culture. But mostly I'm going to speak a little bit about how we sustain our culture as immigrant communities anywhere we go. And I'm going to do that by sharing a little story with you about myself. And that puts me not in the spotlight, but as a historian, when I approach a theme or a subject, I want to find myself in the story. And as Dr. Sane has, insightfully shared with us, that history is not just what we have in the archives. It's also what we share on the dining tables, what we share with our children, during story times. And that's where I want to come in, taking off of that. I want to say a little bit. How many minutes will I give me? 2? 10 minutes?
1.5 remaining.
If you don't give me 10 minutes, I'll drop this mic now. If it's not up to 10 minutes.
Okay, for the fact that you're a doctor, just take 2 hours.
No. 10 minutes is okay. So, I want to talk about my father. And I titled this my little piece, Omena Igbo, what my father taught me about defining my roots. And possibly that will link us to, or link up with the documentary and give us a little bit of personal and historical perspective on what we're doing this evening. I hope my mic is loud enough.
Yes, so.
I lost my dad a little bit over 2 weeks ago. So I'm still mourning. I'm really still grieving. And in fact, I forgot about this program. Ikenna had told me about it some months ago, and I was hoping to come here. But the last 2 weeks, I've just been called up inside the house. I hardly come out, except for taking my baby out in the evenings. And I've been reflecting on my experience with my dad. And then when I just remembered, and my husband reminded me this evening, what about the screening today? And then I had to jolt. It jolted me up from my little corner where I've been the last 3 weeks. And I thought there's no better place to share this experience than in this gathering this evening. So I'm just going to quickly talk about him. And why he matters in my story, in what we're doing, and how we can draw from the experience that I have, gathered from him. So I come from a very large family of 8 children. And as a middle child, I hear that middle children are usually not the favorite ones, but they are always in the middle like goalkeepers trying to make things right for everybody. So I know that I thought that I was not my father's favorite child. I used to think, I still believe that my elder sister had the spotlight, with him. She knows his mumu button. Like, she could just, whatever she wanted, all she needed was to tilt her head to one side and let out like few drops of crocodile tears, and she gets whatever she wants. But some of us will have to fight for that attention. And because we were 5 girls, we were always struggling for his attention. So what I did as a middle child early on was to forget about his attention and focus on studying the man himself. I wasn't struggling with big C's for his attention because I knew I wasn't going to win that fight. So I focused on studying my father to understand him. Why? Because I loved him so deeply. and I respected him. And he didn't die young. He was 96 years old. He lived a long and fruitful life. But I thought his life was just beginning anyway, because both of us were on a project that we're doing together. So when heaven came calling, I wasn't prepared. That's why it really struck me so hard. So I focused on him as a person, and I call him my alter ego. And everything I've become today and everything I will ever be, I drew from his personality. I drew from his vision. And because the house was full, I never got his attention as much as I wanted. I just focused on learning as much as I could from him. My father was in the military, and later on he was in the police. And after police, he handled security contracts for Shell, for NNPC, and other companies, because we grew up in the Niger Delta in Port Harcourt. But as busy as he was, every Sunday was family time. He would make sure he gathered all of us. He would tell us stories. He would teach us everything from physics to geography to history to literature. And as a kid, I was always prepared for that moment, like Sani said. Those were the moments that I developed my career as a historian. My father did not only teach me to write, because he held my hand and taught me to write. He also taught me the art of history telling. And when I gravitated towards my career, I just did it subconsciously because he had led me through this path. And so one day we traveled to the village for Christmas. We're from Nibo in Oka South local government area. And we're expecting visitors, so we wanted to go get kola nuts from Ekoka. Some of us know the market. And my dad preferred to walk all the way from Nibo to Ekoka that day. And I said, Papa, I will follow you. Just two of us. And we went. We walked down, got to the market. We were just chit-chatting. He was telling me just a little bit of a local tour of the community. And then on our way back, there was still traffic. We also couldn't maybe take a taxi. We were walking all the way back, and I was tired. All the ginger from the initial had left me. Now I understood the journey was far, but Dad was a sprinter. He was, he's a 6-footer. He was, of course, in the military, police, and security, so you should know that he was very fit. And me, I was just, trudging behind. But he was walking so fast, and at some point he stopped and looked back. I was like, Choma, can you meet up? I said, no, Papa, just keep going. Don't stop. As far as I can see you, I'll follow your footstep, and I'll get to where you are. So 2-3 weeks ago, those words came back to me in very profound ways. And I'm like, now that he's not here, what am I going to see? And how am I going to keep moving, right? But to our program this evening, even though he's not here anymore, because I took the moment I had with him very seriously as a child growing up, because I had formed very strong bond with him, even though I wasn't, in my opinion, his favorite child, I have gained a lot. So I have the values he left behind, and I listed about 10 of them. They are too numerous to mention. He left me with a strong sense of self-worth. I learned accountability, integrity, and sincerity from my father. I learned boldness. I can stand in any room. Fear is not in my dictionary. I have hope. My father was a man of hope. I have faith. I have purpose. I have vision. I have, he was goal-driven. He would make you to write down what you want to be in 5 years, and he will help you, structure it and see. That's why I said we're in the middle of a project, right? I have developed a passion for my profession. And then I have care for family, which is some of the values he taught us. Care for community and care for my growing network. I have cultural awareness. I study Igbo history, security, society, and culture. And my dissertation, I looked at the making of Igbo cultural identity through the agency and action of local historical actors. And that's because my father was very, very passionate about Igbo culture. And because we grew up in an immigrant community in Port Harcourt, like we are here today. Some of us, even back home, are also immigrants. You grow up in Lagos, you were born in Lagos, but you know that you are not a Lagosian, you are not Yoruba. So even if you were born in Niger Delta, you are not an Ikwere person. You cannot vie for chieftaincy title. You are just there. And if they are sharing community money, it doesn't belong to you. Even if you live there for 1 million years. What you have is your Igbo identity, is your root. That's where you belong. So growing up there, let me finish with what he gave me. So I have love for humanity, people and places. When we first arrived in where we grew up, in Port Harcourt, the first thing my father did was to take a wine to the traditional ruler of that community to register his presence there and say, I've come to your community with my family. I have a large family. I'm going to be a law-abiding citizen here, but I also want you to know that I identify with you, identify with the culture. And not many people did that. So because of that, the traditional ruler was very impressed with him and introduced him to the next person and the next person, and he became sort of very well recognized where he went. So he had admiration and respect for people and places and cultures and ideas. And so these are just a few things that I took from him. And then I take that. Now that I can't see him in front of me anymore, but I'm still moving. I'm holding up to the things, the values that I have gained from him. And so to Afamefuna, what Ikenna and his team, what the Association of Igbo in Nova Scotia, they are doing, even with their Mara project, a very fascinating, very deeply culturally rooted program, is to give us something that we're looking up to, even when they are no longer spearheading or steering the affairs of this association. I know that more presidents and teams will come up with very fascinating ones. But what are we looking up to as Igbo people? And we are here, you understand? What are we holding on to? Do we have a structure? Do we have a cultural heritage? Do we have an identity that you're pursuing as youth, even as parents, even as, young people, young adults, or as families? We just move into this province. We love the province, we love the people, but our children are going to be associating with people from diverse ethnicities and cultures and religion and so on. What do we have when we enter a room? How do we identify ourselves first? Like my father will always tell me, before you conquer the world, you have to first conquer yourself. And that's how he instilled a strong sense of self-worth in me, and I believe in my siblings as well. But I took the man seriously, to be frank. So that's what Afamefuna is for us, is to create that structure, something like what my father created for me. That when he's no longer in my purview, there are values that I'm pursuing. And it's not like I'm living in his shadow. He didn't want me to live in his shadow. When I got admission at the University of Nigeria to study history, people thought it was a joke. Like, what do you want use history do? You will be teacher, we won't go teach. And it was my father who stood by me and said, no, Choma, don't even say it. History makes you to be a woman of the world. The word is still echoing in my mind like he said it yesterday. And he said, when you finish, you are going to know a little thing about everything, and that's enough. When you have that wealth of knowledge, you can go anywhere. You can be anything. And when I graduated summa cum laude, he gave me a transistor radio with my name inscribed on it. He said, Choma, I want you to always listen to what's going on in the world, because that's where you are going to thrive. Thank you. So I gathered here today, not just to celebrate our culture, but to understand that we are a people that have not just a distinct culture, but a responsibility to replicate that culture wherever we go. But most importantly, before you replicate something, you need to know what that is, right? So if you're Igbo, of course, and you identify with the Igbo, you have to first understand what the culture is. Is it Igbo ndi Anambra, or Igbo ndi Imo, or Igbo ndi Nsukka, Yes, I went to a conference in 2021-ish or so when I traveled home for field work, and the professor who was speaking said, oh, the Igbo, we are not united because because we have diverse dialects. You know, that's why we are not united. And I was. And my husband is a linguist. He was like, did you hear that? I said, wait for the Q&A. Wait for the Q&A. We're going to ask our questions. But they didn't do Q&A, and we went home fuming. Because it's our understanding that our linguistic diversity would be a source of strength and not weakness. That we identify with thank you. We identify with ourselves as a collective, as a people, and as individuals. But it's a little bit difficult to define culture because it's always changing. That's my perspective of it. What we have the responsibility to do as Igbo is to create the value system that our children will look up to, as I'm looking up to my father's shadow now, and I can still find my way, even though he's not here anymore. To create the value system that represents us. I've listed 10. I can list 100 things or more that I learned from my father. That every Igbo child who comes into Nova Scotia would have that support system, that cultural and ideological and intellectual backup to say that I know where I belong, I know who I am, I won't be easily drifted away by diverse streams of thoughts. Thank you. So what you're about to watch today is a reminder of that. That as a people, we are not lost where we go. We carry ourselves, we carry our belief, we carry our culture. We are proud of them. We're ready to replicate them. And so we have to define what those values are. And we have to let our children see them and know them. And we have to live those values. My father lived the values. He will come back from work in the evening, pick up broom and start sweeping. And we'll be like, no, no. He said, no. I want to teach you by, what did he call it? I want to teach you by example, thank you. That he will teach you with his mouth. If my father gave you his mouth, you will beg him to whip your ass because, hey. And, oh my goodness.
Sorry, Dr. Chi?
Yes.
So when your dad sweeps and the children, all of you are still very much like after sweeping.
No, you won't let him sweep. Oh, who are you to let him sweep?
Okay.
He knows. He will just pick the broom now. Do you understand? And we rush him and say, no, Papa. But you've swept though. It's just that his sense of cleanliness was just out of this world. And once he removed his shoe and his stockings, definitely he will touch sand. And he wants you to sweep again. But he doesn't want to scold you or start any, no. He will just say, rapono kanza, and we'll collect the broom from him. So he was teaching us by example, you know. And that's why what he has left behind cannot live with him, because we saw him practice that. We saw him do the things we wanted to become. And so when we are becoming that, we are not doing it, it's not like we're in his shadow. He has created a pathway for us, and so we can follow. So this evening, Afamefuna, as we watch it and meditate on that and support this program as much as we can, we are helping to build that resilience of Igbo culture as immigrants, as residents, as Canadian citizens, as PRs, as whoever we are, that our identity is not lost, and we are replicating it, and we are supporting every effort to keep that going, and we are becoming better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. And on behalf of the Igbo Association and all of us, we pray for the happy repose of the soul of your dead and the souls of all the faithful departed. Through the mercy of God, rest in peace. I accept our sincerest condolences. Thank you so very much. I had a whole lot to say, but for the sake of what we're doing this night, I would keep that. So without wasting much of our time, we would carefully usher us into, yes, we're just going to turn off the light and give us that slimmer view while we enjoy this section. Thank you. hope it's not too dark. But I'm not sleep.
IHEANYI CHUKWU.
When I play, I'm in another level. I don't see my audience. Through this drumming, my spirit connects with that of goodness.
April last year, I was fighting my way out of the deepest depression I've been in my life. My son's needing me. You can't start this documentary without knowing that.
Most immigrants are only a baby away from being African Nova Scotian. Your name sounds black. Does your application get looked at with the clarity?
Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI lai mere dirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. IHEANYI, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. IHEANYI, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi, there is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi, there is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. IHEANYI CHUKWU. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. IHEANYI, IHEANYI CHUKWU. IHEANYI, IHEANYI Chineke. Oderi enani Chukwu. IHEANYI CHUKWU. IHEANYI CHUKWU. IHEANYI Chineke. Odiri enani Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Onweri enani Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. IHEANYI, IHEANYI CHUKWU. IHEANYI, IHEANYI Chineke. Odiri enani Chukwu. Odiri enani Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Onweri enani Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. They burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI lai meredirimma. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifani, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifani, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifani, CHUKWU. Ifani. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifani, Ifani, CHUKWU. Ifani, 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 Chineke. Oderi enani CHUKWU. Ifani, CHUKWU. Ifani. Ifani, CHUKWU. Ifani, Chineke. Odiri enani CHUKWU. Nezia, Nezia. Onweri enani CHUKWU. Nezia, Nezia. Ifani, Ifani, CHUKWU. Ifani. Ifani, Chineke. Odiri enani CHUKWU. Odiri enani CHUKWU. Nezia, Nezia. Onweri enani CHUKWU. Nezia, Nezia. Lendum. They burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani. They scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI lai meredirimma. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifani, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifani, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Our boogie, it was never them. Ifeanyi Chukwu. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọdịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nwere ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nwere ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifeanyi, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifeanyi, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Our boogie, it was never them. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. N'ezie, n'ezie. N'ezie, n'ezie. N'ezie, n'ezie. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI meredirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona enemy. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi.
They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue.
Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI meredirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaragina. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifeanyi, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifeanyi, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. CHUKWU. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Undying. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi.
They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue.
Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi, Chineke, ọdịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, 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 Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi, Chineke, ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie, o nwere ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie, Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi, Chineke, ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ọ dịrị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie, o nwere ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI meredirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifeanyi, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifeanyi, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. CHUKWU. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Undying. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifeanyi, CHUKWU. Ifeanyi.
They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi, Chukwu. Ifeanyi, 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 Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu n'ezie. N'ezie, 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 Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, n'ezie. Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI meredirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturo na bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Wamurim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifeanyi, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifeanyi, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chineke. Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu. N'ezie, 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 Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi.
Chineke Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu N'ezie, n'ezie O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu N'ezie, n'ezie Ifeanyi Chukwu Ifeanyi Chineke Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu Ọ dịghị ihe naanị Chukwu N'ezie, n'ezie O nweghị ihe naanị Chukwu N'ezie, n'ezie Lendum, they burned the compound to the ground. Lendwani, they scattered the names across the water. IHEANYI meredirima. Still I rose while the ashes were warm. Sight no tuturona bali. From the morning they came to the night I survived. On Waburim, death walked the same road and did not take me. Amaraginapam. Your grace was the only thing I crossed the ocean with. Ifeanyi, Jebibugi, not the treaty, not the permit, not the land they left us. Ifeanyi, Geribugi, not the name they gave us, not the history they wrote. Okunobi. There is a fire that documentation cannot extinguish. Umenimi. There is a breath that outlasts every empire. Who else has held us when the institutions failed? Abugia, it was never them. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi. They said our language would not survive the century. They said our children would not remember the Obi. They said diaspora means gone. We are still here. We are still naming our children from the source. We are still singing in the original tongue. Ifeanyi, Ifeanyi.
For the sake of time, I would have actually wanted us to have a bit of a conversation, like a discussion around this piece we just watched. Mr. Chairman, before we go into our next aspect of our program, which is our award presentation, I think we should have maybe one or two questions, especially for the younger generation that we're going to be passing on this baton to. For me, the story was so touching. I have a whole lot to ask. I have a whole lot to talk about. But the good thing about this whole documentary is the story of resilience. The story of holding dearly to that which we believe in. And the fact and the truth is, there's always this saying about the Igbo spirit. The Igbo spirit is a spirit that don't die. The Igbo spirit would always rise again. For those of us who have probably read a bit about the rising sun and all of that, that is the Igbo spirit. So, the younger generation, please, if you have maybe one or two questions directed to maybe the key players in this documentary, or probably a contribution as it relates to your understanding with the documentary, maybe like a 1 or 2 minutes while we prepare for the next segment. If you...
We have a hand already up there. It looks like they were waiting for this moment.
Okay.
I hate when I go for things like this and I don't get a Q&A.
Really? Like the one you and your husband
it's like,
the last time, right?
You want to be part of the program, right? You have questions. So.
Anyway, we will take...
Wow.
Okay, there's a young girl that is raising... You're raising your hand, right? Come on.
Yeah, let's start with you, honey.
Sorry, I'm not being partial, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please, a round of applause, please, for her. Come. You want me to come to you? You good? You want to come up? I should come to you? I should come to you. Okay, Dr. Chi, don't worry. I got you. Don't worry. Okay, so you're going to tell us your name and then.
My name's Sachi. My question is, are the kids also going to be participating?
Oh. For those of us that got accent like that,
Good question.
we are
Good question.
in that same category because me, too, sometimes that accent is a problem. Make a pretend say I hear them. Dr. Chi, please, can you, because that accent, I'm sorry, it's...
Are the kids going to be participating?
Okay, so this question will be answered by the chairman. Chairman.
I did not hear what she said.
We are in the same WhatsApp group. So what she actually said, she's asking if the kids are going to be participating in subsequent series.
Absolutely, yes. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Okay, that's the spirit, you know. She's like, yeah, we got it. So you're going to be participating in subsequent series. Okay, so ma'am, can we have, you want me to come to you or you want to come to the stage? Which, I should come to you. Okay, you are shy like me? You don't have to be shy. You are amidst your siblings, you know.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laura. I came here with my beautiful friend, Chinwe. I actually joined the Igbo Association one random day because I was just feeling very disconnected from myself, disconnected from my culture. I'm Delta Igbo, but I don't speak Igbo. My parents aren't really involved culturally. And let's just say there's been a lot of like deconstruction and reconstructing my life. And so I was really inspired by this documentary and just coming out here and connecting with people who are also Igbo. And my question is, as someone who doesn't really have a lot of strong ties, like sometimes I feel like I was born in Nigeria, I've been here for like 4 years, but I don't really feel connected to the place. I don't really feel connected to my Igbo culture. Where do I start from? How do I feel like I belong here? And how do I find my own unique identity within the Igbo culture? Yeah, that's my question.
Wow. That question on its own deserves a round of applause. How does she feel connected? I would call on Dr. Lugo. You would help us. Oh, where's Doctor? Oh, okay. Okay, Father Tochukwu, I think you will help us with that response. But then again, I will give you the first. Father, please come up. You want? Okay, I can come to you. You're good? Father, you come to us. Thank you. The first part of you identifying with your people is exactly what you just did by joining the Igbo Cultural Association. That's actually the first thing. So Father would walk you through the other aspects.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think your question is very, very important. And yeah, so like he said, you're not alone. There are so many people who are born, they are Igbos, even those in Nigeria, they're not here, but sometimes they lose touch with their culture, with their identity. So that's why what we are doing is very important. And it's important to identify with your people here, the Igbo community, the Nigerian community. Because, as some of us said, Afamefuna is about not letting our identity be forgotten, our name be forgotten. And in Igbo culture and Igbo language, we also said that Igwe Bike, Omonna Bike, which is our kindred, our community gives us our strength. And our strength, you know, Madokako, the human being is stronger or more important than riches or wealth. So for us to be real Igbos or real Nigerians or whatever culture we belong to, we have to identify with our people. Because the more we identify with our people, the more we listen to our stories, histories, people, also more on how we can become who God has called us to be. So I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy all of us are here, and this is an invitation for us to really strive to engage more actively in our community. Strive to engage and be active protagonists of what we are doing. It's not for others, it's not for some people, it's for all of us. So that our children and those coming after us, we really feel that they belong. They are not alone. they have their identity. That in spite of all the, diversities, but you have a community where you call your own, where you belong. So you have started very well, and so we encourage you to continue doing that. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Father. I'm sure you're good with the response, right? Okay, so I've gotten the waiver to take probably 2 more contributors. Any other person probably want to ask a question or contribute to the message of the documentary? Any? One? Okay, that's a friend Chinwe, right? Okay, they say I'm a very fast learner. Any other person? Okay, so Chinwe will be the last contributor. Do we have any other person? Okay, so Chinwe will be the last contributor, then we go straight to the next phase of the event.
Oh, hi, good evening, everybody. That was really insightful, and I think that we need more of this. We need more exposure. Yes, for sure. I wanted to sort of like put an idea in our minds concerning the language. As she was talking, it came to my mind that many of us are so far removed from the language. When Dr. Choma was talking, she was talking about how, like, even amongst those of us who are perhaps able to speak, we are more interested in the diversity of the language. How do we, the Igbo language is a dying language. It is currently a dying language. That's what is thought of us. How do we keep that? Maybe in the midst of all of this as well, how do we hold on to that language and pass it on to those of us that are, getting older and those of us that are coming behind us? How do we keep us rooted in that language? My parents spoke Igbo to me a lot. So if you speak to me, I totally understand what you're saying. Now, the ease at which I speak the English language, I cannot speak the Igbo language with such ease. And it is disheartening. It is sad. So how do we stay connected with situations like this, but also in that language? When I came in here today, I said to her that I thought that this was gonna be in Igbo. That's what I expected. But it feels like we're so far removed from it that even when we're trying to do things, we keep going further. That's just how do we stay connected to our language?
Thank you so very much, Chinwe. Like, the moment you were making your contribution, my conscience was judging me. Yeah, it was as if you're talking to me directly.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because of that point you made, I made a post last week concerning this. I think it is okay, my name is Azuka Onwuka. The reason why most Igbo people don't teach their children Igbo is that we grew up with the colonial mentality that Igbo language is not a global language. Just like one of the P squared said, waiting who Igbo go help last week. And all the songs that made them popular were done in Igbo language. Ifunanya, Ada, and all that. And you are saying who Igbo help. And you are growing up in Igbo lands, and you are saying that. Now, before I got married, I said my children must speak Igbo. It's not optional. It's not maybe or maybe not. Even if I marry somebody from the Caribbean, from where is this place? Siberia, near in Russia, or from that compulsory. It wasn't optional. And I studied English in the university. And how did I do it? Our kids were growing up in Lagos. What I did was that they were going to a good school, so I knew that they must learn English. And I was also teaching them English. Luckily, my wife also shared my view. What we did was simple. At home, no English. He come and say, Daddy, I want to watch. I say, I Adama no oyibo nabane. That is, if it is in night, I will say I don't hear English at night. If it's in the morning, I don't hear English in the morning. In the afternoon, you say what? I don't know how to say. I say something. I cholum watch and I say good. I will teach you how to say it. And one say I will never speak this English. I say you must speak it. It's not no. I will never speak this Igbo. I say you must speak it. Eventually they began to do it. Gradually they did it, and then we will go for church things, and people to their boarding school, they will say, oh, how are they speaking Igbo? Did they grow up in the village? And no, they grew up in Lagos here, in an English-speaking community. They were best in their English. They were best in Igbo. And they are now at their house here, one studying computer science, one studying engineering. They write Igbo proverbs. It is not magical. Just teach them. If you teach them Spanish, they will learn, German, Swedish, all of them. To show that it was possible, I got a dog and named her Agui, which is crocodile. That's not enough. One of the best dogs that you can, very giant dog. People were looking for their, just wait a minute. And I was teaching her Igbo. Agui, Bia, Agui will come. Agui, Donana, he will see that. Agui, Rienni, he will start to eat. Simple. So if a dog can learn how to speak Igbo and how to do it, how can you say that your children? And I see our children here, they don't speak Igbo. The funny thing is that the parents think it is because they are growing up in Canada or US. No, I know people who are growing up in Germany and so many places. They speak German, they speak Igbo, they speak English. I see them on TikTok, I see them on Facebook. Children. So if they can't speak it, it is not their fault. It is your fault. And it is not late. Even if they are 10 years today or 15, start speaking Igbo to them. They will resist. But eventually they will know how to speak it. And if they know how to speak it, you are sure that your Afa will not flow. If they don't speak Igbo, they don't have any connection, they won't want to go to Igbo land. They will be completely cut off from Igbo land. So thank you very much on that.
Thank you so very much. I think that wraps up this section, President, the family you're talking about on Facebook, I actually followed that family. Toxlin family. CHUKWU is from Umunze. Yeah, this guy, I'll tell us a brief about him. He married a Chinese lady. I know there's always this thing that he said about mother's tongue. It's ideal because the kids, at the point of growing, they spend most of their formative time and age with their mom. And that explains why his mother's tongue. So ideally, those kids has no business speaking Igbo or understanding Igbo. It should have been Chinese, ideally. But I can tell you for free that these kids, all of them, 5 of them, they speak more Igbo than even their mom. They practically were taught Igbo. And that was the same thing my parents did with us. Dr. Chi, we're actually 9 in my own family, so we are one more than, I guess that explains why my children
11. I want to shock you now, we are 11.
Okay. And what my parents did was similar to what Agunze did in his family. My own parents is very simple. Well, I was born and raised in Ijebu-Ode. Yeah, my primary school was actually in Ijebu-Ode, a Muslim primary school. So most of my peers still today will still think I'm Yoruba. The same way I speak Yoruba, same way I speak Igbo. The only challenge is I can probably not hold this crowd in Igbo, but I speak Igbo very well. I try to write Igbo, but I can translate in English then, But what we're saying is just a summary of what we've seen. Our name shouldn't be lost in transit. And that brings me to my closing message for this documentary.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, there's an Igbo Learning Institute run by our very own Pearl Jelike. Yeah. Sorry. It's for people like us who come here. Some of us come alone. When I came, I was alone here. I didn't have although I could talk to my dad over the phone and he will blast Igbo off. But some of us don't have that advantage. Some of us didn't even know our parents, or you don't have someone like I did to look up to even share the language with you, because language is something you share with someone. So that's why Pearl and her team, they're doing a wonderful job. Yeah, so you can connect with that. It's for children, it's for adults, it's for anybody. you want to come in, they have a lot of material for you to work with. So wanted to chip that in.
All right, thank you so very much. Yeah, that's a very good one. And for the record, Pear used to be the immediate past vice chairman of the Igbo Cultural Association. She as well doubles as the vice president of the Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia. Please, a round of applause. That's a double honor there. Thank you so very much. And then my last take on this documentary we just saw is this documentary is a reminder that migration does not erase our identity. Rather, it expands it. It tells the story of our roots that travel, traditions that endure, and a legacy that continues to rise. That's my message from this documentary. So without further delay, we'll go straight into the next phase of our program, which is the award presentation. This section, okay, this plug with me is named Afamefuna Legacy Honor in Chetana. Sorry. In Cheta na ihe nketa.
They are trying your Igbo skills.
I'm trying to show off. Please, you clap for me too. I show off time, you know. So at this point, I would want to call on Professor Isaac Sani. You will be helping us with this presentation. Sorry, don't be offended. And our glass and it's entering my eyes, so I would have to try to see. Chairman, this one I go for person handle. Oh.
So I want to call up Jim and Ashley Ngenembo.
James and Asim in Genebo, please, a round of applause, please, for them. Can we please keep clapping? This is an award of courtesy, right? An award of excellence on Afamefuna and all.
Yes, it's a reflection of their contribution to the Igbo Association and their participation in Afamefuna in the making of this documentary. Please, can you give them a round of applause? Please, face for the cameras. Yeah. Let me announce the next one. So we're going to be calling up Dr. Olugu Ukpai and Esther Ukpai. Can you give her a round of applause?
Dr. Olugu Ukpai and Esther. Wow, this might don't do me strong. Yeah, Dr. Olugu is actually the founder of the Association of Igbo in Nova Scotia. Everything is the thought of community. Thank you so very much, sir, for all you do and you still do for the community. God bless you, sir.
Yes, okay, sure.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that gathered here this evening. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. I want to say this. When I lost my daughter, I was crying. The first respondent, I lost contact with them. That's 20 years ago. I thought they have moved. That's Professor Remy and his wife. Thank you very much. Thanks for this night for reconnecting us. let me say this. If you are here, you have someone back home who has any kind of surgical issue, goiter, myomectomy, which they call fibroid, cataract problem, appendicitis, hernia, lipoma. The association Chama I founded in honor of my late Dora Goodness. We've carried out over 1,500 surgeries. They're on YouTube. If you have your phone, just go to YouTube and type C-H-A-M-A, Chama, C-H-A-M-A, Chama, and space, mission. You will see them. Just contact me because we have booked 100 surgeries. Next month, I'll be going home next month. I go home every year. It doesn't, we can go anywhere. We can come to Anambra, we can come to Delta, anyway. Just bring the person, and then the surgery will be conducted in honor of Goodness, my last daughter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. We continue to pray for the happy repose of the soul of Goodness.
My wife is not here. She went to work. She's a nurse. There is nothing we could have done without her. Every month, she pays me her tithe into the mission and said, take this to support. Every month, I don't ask her. So it shouldn't have been possible without her. I recognize that. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. The next award recipients will be to one person that I got to know in the course of my interaction with the association and then the organization of Igbo. If our hands are not so busy, we want to call on stage Mr. Masro Ejilike and Mrs. Pearl Ejilike. Please, a round of applause. By way of contest, Mr. Maswell is the Board of Trustee Chairman of the Igbo Cultural Association of Nova Scotia. Thank you so very much for all and everything you do for the community. Particularly the Igbo Nova Scotia was so very grateful. Thank you. Come. Thank you. And please, in case you get home and the name on the plug is not looking like your own, please just pardon us because I can barely see the names, please.
So the next name. Okay.
Abemona Noves, we are trying to ensure that. the next recipients, and we'll be calling on Sobers Benjamin to make the presentation for us. Thank you so very much. And this goes to the family of Remy and Don Ago. I know I called that Remy like Yoruba, right? Is it Remy Juice? Dr. Remy, right? All right. So sorry, doctor. I'm be privileged to working with doctors today. Maybe God is calling me to, but I don't know the kind of doctor. Maybe it's traditional doctor or native doctor, because I know it cannot be medical. All right. Okay. Dr. Remy is coming with, I think that's the mom, right? Yes. Oh, okay. Mom, maybe go Bella, come. We're celebrating your son, Bella. A round of applause, please, for Dr. Remy and mom, and then the amazing wife. Thank you. So sorry. I called Dr. Remy. He's actually a professor. Of pharmacy. Professor of pharmacy. Please, another round of applause for that. Thank you, Prof. Sorry about that. Please pardon me. Thank you so very much. And mommy, thank you for that correction. Yes, mommy. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Congratulations again. Okay, the next recipients, we're almost done. And then at the end of it, okay, so the next award will be presented by our officer in the house. The recipient of this award, if I were you, I will pack wrongly, because it's an officer that is presenting it to you. Please, a round of applause, please, for our officer in the house. I mean, I don't go try him over here. Okay, the recipient of this next award is Ngozi Oti. A round of applause, please, for Ngozi Oti. Please, can we clap for Ngozi Oti, please? Sincerely, my brother, congratulations. I didn't even know you were the one when I said you should pack wrongly that an officer is present. Please don't try that one, eh? Please, thank you. Chairman, please keep this picture very well in case you will need it. Thank you. Congrats. Thank you. One more. All right. The next one, we're calling on stage our very own, our spiritual director, a man whose mom's final prayer is that wherever he goes, even if they don't accept him, we are accepting him with a smile. Please, a round of applause, please, for Reverend Father CHUKWU. Father, come. The smile, he always carries it around. Even if they stop you for unpacking with your smile, and Officer Matthew, you're free. All right, please stand here. Thank you so very much, Father. Congratulations. Thank you.
Cha-cha-cha-cha, Igbo kwen. Igbo kwen. Kwen. Kwezo onu. Thank you. Tupu mpụasị m ka m were ohere a wee kene unu niile ndị bịara ebe a taa. Achọkwa m iji ohere a kene ndị Igbo na Nova Scotia, ndị haziri ihe anyị na-eme taa. Igwu na eziokwu, obi jupụtara m n'aṅụrị. Maka na ndị be anyị na-asị ọha ju obodo, anyị a na-achọ nke ya. ọ bụrụ na unu gere oge Onugu na-ekwu okwu na agbụgba ọnụ nke a jụrụ ya, ọ sị na mgbe nwa ya nwụrụ o bere akwa sọọsọ ya, onweghị onye nọnyere ya, mana ọ sị onweghị onye ga-ebe akwa sọọsọ ya ọzọ n'obodo a. O wee bido Igbo Association. Ihe ọjọọ mere ya, mana o si n'ihe ọjọọ ahụ wee mee ka ihe wee bata. So ezigbo ihe. So ana m ekene Chineke maka ihe ọ na-eme na ndụ anyị niile n'ofu n'ofu. Na-ekene ya ka o si wee nye anyị amara na mmasị iji wee bịa zukọtakwa ọnụ dịka ụmụnna, dịka ụmụnne. Na-ekene ndị niile na-agba mbọ ịhụ na Igbo ga-adị, na asụsụ Igbo ga-adị, ka anyị jisie n'ike, ka anyị adakwa na mba. Maka asị agwa mmadụ jisie ike, ọ pụtara na nke ị na-eme dị mma. So ana m ekene unu. Na-ekene ndị niile gbara mbọ ụzọ ọbụla unu si wee gbaa mbọ ịhụ na ihe a na-eme na ọ gara ọfụma. Asị nka Chineke gọzie unu niile. Ana m ekene onye isi anyị Ebubedike. Na-ekene ndị ya na ya na-arụkọ ọrụ. Asị nka Chineke gbaa ha ume, ka onye ha amamihe, ka onye ha ahụ isi ike, ka onye ha amara ha ga-eji wee na-arụ ọrụ a ka o tinyere ha n'aka, ka ihe a ha na-eme ka ọ bụrụ ezigbo ụkpụrụ ha na-atụ wee nye ụmụ anyị na ụmụ ụmụ anyị na ndị nke ọzọ ga-abịa n'ọbịanihu, ka Igbo wee dị, ka aha anyị ghara ifu. Otu a ka anyị si gụọ ya, otu a ka ọ ga-esi adị. Ise. So a little interpretation for our brothers and sisters. So I'm just, in summary, I was just thanking my brothers and sisters, my people from the Igbo tribe. I'm just thanking them for being here and for each one of you that have made the time to be here. I'm thanking all those who have organized this Igbo Association and this Afamefuna. It is a legacy. It is something great that you are leaving for the future generation. And I am praying that we may continue to keep this going. I'm praying that God will give all those who are organizing it the wisdom, the knowledge, the good health of mind and body to be able to continue living this legacy and leading our people and living this. You know, when Choma was speaking about his father and the values her father, left for her, and that is how our own children are going to talk about the values, the legacies we have left for them. So thank you, all those, that's George, right? Your name again? Huh? Isaac, see, thank you so much. So we thank everyone, and I pray that we may continue to live with this same spirit and make Igbo tribe what it is meant to be in Nova Scotia and in Canada. God bless you all.
Thank you so very much, Dr. T. God bless you. Chinwe, Father Tochukwu just dedicated the whole of his remark to you, right? Okay, so thank you so very much. Right about now, I would want to, before the next phase, my co-MC will be doing that. I just have a few announcements to make for us to quickly just take note of. Let's book this date. Our next big day will be the IHEANYI 2026. It's going to be holding on the 15th of August, precisely next Sunday. Right? Sunday or Saturday, sorry. Oh my, so sorry. Yeah, at least we're following. I'll be human too, I make mistake. So we hope to see you all on that day. And most importantly, we have our raffle tickets. The raffle draw, it sells for $10 per unit. We're encouraging us to please buy. You could actually be the lucky winner. We have wonderful gifts that comes with the draw. The whole idea is for us to get that done on that day of the IHEANYI festival. Please invite your friends, your neighbors. For the single ones, that venue might be another venue where you can actually meet just invite them. You don't have to say so much. Saying the richness of your culture, they might just give you the big yes. So we hope to see you on that day. Thank you once again for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Franklin. We're about drawing the curtain, but we want to call our very own Professor Rita Orji. I know she's going to stop talking now. To come and give us a vote of thanks. Prof.
Prof was shocked. The beauty of this night, we have a whole lot of profs in the house. Please, a round of applause, please, for Professor Rita Orji as she mounts the podium to give us the closing remark.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof.
And while she walks up the stage, please, for all the award recipients, we have your boxes here. We will bring them to you to properly safeguard that golden award. Thank you.
Our pleasure, ma'am.
Cha-cha-cha, Igbo Queen. It's a very big honor to be here to witness this occasion this evening. Really, I haven't had the opportunity of attending any of this. And thank you to Blessing, who actually made it possible for me to be here. Not that I don't like to attend, but because of certain things. I can see my baby, Uncle Joe, you don't even understand what is going on. I didn't even know when my name was called. So that's part of being a mother. But yeah, I want to say that this evening, it's a very remarkable one. Listening at the story, I have someone who is new to Canada and have been trying to get her first job. So she was narrating her experience of applying to job and being called even to come and do interview for many jobs like sweeping and all this. I said, oh, you don't know that you can go to school for sweeping? Like, I was trying to make her understand that this is what Canada is about. It's not the version you see in Nigeria that people tell you story until you come here, you see the real story of what Canada is. And the perseverance of the people that came before us is actually what is keeping us going. Let me tell you a personal story. When I came to Dalhousie to interview, really, it was a very nice experience, right? I was coming at a time that I wasn't really looking for a job because I have had 5 other offers that followed me along for like 3 months. I was dribbling them to make a choice. So when Dalhousie called, my supervisor said something, don't decline any opportunity to go and interview and meet people, right? I wasn't coming here to stay. I was really coming here to meet people. But when I came, the environment, the people were a bit different. I had 3 places that I was considering already after the 5. But then interviewing in Dalhousie, all of a sudden, I began to think about them. And one of the things that I did right there were 2 things that stood out for me. I went online, I started searching for Igbo people that are professors in Dalhousie. And then I saw Professor Remi Ago. So I reached out to him. The second one, I saw Professor Dozie Okoye. So Dozie was actually the person that took me around the whole time. So this actually changed my orientation. When the faculty was calling on me, following me around, are you coming, what would it take and stuff like that, I was making that decision. I made the decision in favor of Dalhousie, not necessarily because of faculty and what they're offering, but because I saw 2 people that are already there and are not dead yet, are surviving, are really doing well. You understand what I mean? Because I've had experiences where, I was at the stage that I like life. Why I love my job also, I happen to like life as well. So I wanted a place that I will not die. I will still be able to do that job, but have time to enjoy some other things that I want to do. So when I saw the 2 people, I was reading to see whether they are close to dead or they're still surviving. When I saw that they're doing well, so I came here. And then even when I came, I wasn't ready to settle. Like, I was still like, if it's not working, I will leave the next month. After all, I don't lose anything. I am single and everything is just like dynamic. I'm not losing anything, basically. But I'm still here 8 years down the line. You understand? That shows that I met community, I met people, I feel at home. really, I mean, I began to think, what was I even thinking the first time that I wasn't seeing a lot, that this place is really unique and there could be a home for a lot of diversity. You might not understand what it means to have a strong sense of identity until you go to a place that people don't even know where they're from. Identity gives you the kind of courage, gives you the kind of strength and audacity that you really would not know you have. I mean, it's not like Nigeria is heaven, but if you see the speed and the sagacity, I tell people, I'm a Nigerian. I just say it and be laughing. You understand? I know what rings in your mind, but at this stage in my life, I really do not care what you think. What I'm sure is that I know where I'm from, and the first thing is that I'm a Nigerian. If you ask again, I will explain to you, the Igbo is in the eastern part of Nigeria, in case you don't know. Because that sense of identity, I understand, is what gives me that audacity to be talking. I know who is my father, I know my mother, and I know where I'm from. I know the strength I was bred into. And I know the resilience, the storm I have weathered to get to where I'm coming from. So I do not owe anybody an apology. You understand what I mean? So that sense of identity is what I wish that my kids will grow up and have. Because if you don't have it, you'll be shaky. When somebody in your class tells you, you were not born in Canada after your parents is, I say, come on, shut up, please. Shut up. I know where I was. You understand? That's the kind of thing that when I see this thing happening, I'm just kind of very, very happy in my mind. It takes a lot of work. Let me not tell you a lot of stories. I have tendency of doing that. It takes a lot of work to put these things together. So I will not be doing a service to anybody if I do not acknowledge and appreciate the job of everyone that featured in the interview and the people that took the time to bet this initiative and put it all together. Can you give them a round of applause, please? It is easy to sit here and enjoy it, but if you happen to be in the committees, I mean, you will know that it is number of uncountable hours that are unpaid for. That's the thing, unpaid labor. That is what it is, a labor of love. So if you don't understand it, you should. I tend to tell people that I like celebration a lot, but I don't want to host it because it's a lot of work. The audience will come and eat and go, then the mess stays with you. That is what this kind of thing is like. The people that work on the ground put it together and it looks beautiful and will come and appreciate and enjoy it and go back. So I want to really thank the president and all the committees and the leadership that really put up this thing. I said thank you so much. Thank you so much. And everybody that featured the interview, it doesn't even matter that I'm no longer new, but I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot. And I'm happy that I did make it. In as much as I know that there are other things I forgot to come, I'm not regretting it at all. So thank you everyone for coming. I hope that we're going to grow together, get to speak the more Igbo that we wish to speak, and also get our kids to understand their roots and to speak the language. I speak, but just like everybody, I don't think I can be as fluent in Igbo and as I am in English, but I can write very well. That's my consolation. Probably I'm a better writer anyway in everything. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you
so very much. Thank you so very much, Professor Rita. The fact that we didn't even preempt you that you're going to be doing this and you're able to hold us spellbound for almost 10 minutes. Thank you so very much. Special mention, and apologies, Professor Dozie Okoye in the building. So sorry about we're so pleased to have you amongst us. One good thing about the Igbo community, you could see, if we're to go for a debate amidst the cultural associations of community with the highest number of professors in Nova Scotia, I think maybe I should just add it as a feather, right? When I'm being introduced, a member of the cultural association with the highest number of professors. You know, in Nigeria, they say Dr. Nawata, for Igbo Association, professors Nawata. Thank you so very much for, right about now, I think it's safe for us to call it a night. Is there anyone here that probably didn't feel happy being here for the past 2 hours? If you're here and you're not excited being here in the past 2 hours, please raise your hand. Okay, you have to go on with Father Tochukwu. Father Tochukwu, you have an altar, girl, so you let us have on the altar. My final words, it's really been an evening. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this second edition and this evening, we leave with a renewed appreciation for the power of storytelling. What began as a vision has continued to grow into a platform where culture is celebrated, history is preserved, and future generations are inspired. Tonight, we have witnessed that our heritage is not simply something we inherit. It is something we actively protect, share, and pass forward. May we continue to carry our roots with pride. May our stories continue to inspire, and may our legacy continue to rise. That is my final word. And from me, Franklin, being privileged to hosting this wonderful audience, I say thank you for your time. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for identifying with the Igbo community. And thank you for not allowing our Afa to flow. God bless you. God bless you. And see us at the IHEANYI 2026. Good night.